All right, we're going to be using this figure 1 to answer all these questions that we have to make sure that we have an understanding of the different ways to see and also write out using the correct notation. All right, so we're going to be using this figure 1 right here. The first question says, are points H, K, and A collinear? H, K, A. All right, right away we can see HK, they're collinear, but when you add A, it creates an angle of some sort. So for number 1, for using figure 1, not collinear. So they would be non-collinear. Let's look at number 2. Does point D lie on plane Z? All right, here's our plane. As you can see, our plane is right there. We have points P, T, G, H, and E are on plane Z. However, it looks like point D actually lies on this plane X. So does point D lie on it? No, because it lies exactly on top of plane X. No, plane X. All right, let's move on. So number 3 says name 4 rays. Oops. Number 3 says name 4 rays. Remember, a ray has an endpoint and it goes forever in one direction. So we can use whatever we want, really. I'm going to use point B as my starting point for all of them. You don't have to do that. We can do it, whatever. So let's start naming them. We have the following. Name 4 rays. We can use BA. Starts at B, goes forever in this direction. But if we flip it, we can even do it as AB. What's the difference between these two? We know that B is the endpoint here. Well, A is the endpoint here. Okay. Then we could say AC. A is the endpoint, goes forever in C direction. Technicality, it is the same as AB, but it is a different name. It is a different ray. And the last one we could have is like, I don't know, let's do FB. All right, that's the complete number 3 of this. Number 4 says, name 4 pairs of opposite rays. Remember, opposite rays have the same exact endpoint. They go in opposite directions. So, I'm going to use this as our starting point. We have our first pair, BA, and BC. BC, BA, they share a common endpoint and they go forever they go in opposite directions. The next one would be BD and BF. And that's 2 pairs of opposite rays. If this was north, this is south. If this is east, this is west. Number 5. Name 2 points not contained by plane X and plane Z. As you can see right here, plane X is going forever in this direction, but H and K, as we can see, are not contained. We can see every other point here is contained by it. This L and A aren't points, so we couldn't use those. So the only 2 not contained would be H and K. All right, let's move to number 6. Give another name for plane Z. Give another name for plane Z. Well, we need 3 non-collinear points to name a name for it. So we could use P, T, G, or we could use GHT as long as one of the points is not collinear. So it would be like this, plane P, T, G. That could work. We could even say P, T, H, so on and so forth. You can even say G, H, E. You can see right here, these three are not collinear. G and H are collinear, but the third one is what matters. All right, that's the first 6 for this.